Well, tighter security has been put in place by the city of Cape Town ahead of today's handing over of the housing development in Durbanville. Well, last week, the city was forced to delay their plans as angry residents threatened to forcefully remove beneficiaries expected to receive around 160 new homes. Well, eNCA's Ronald Masinda is there for us today. Ronald, good morning to you. What's happening there at the moment?
Well, chaotic scenes here earlier on, Uveka, as many residents from Morningside have been trying to barge their way inside this development, saying that they've been on the waiting list for a long time. Now, we are seeing quite a heavy law enforcement presence. Law enforcement has completely cordoned off this area, and earlier on, people were forcing themselves. As you can see, many of them, it's a standoff between the residents and law enforcement. People saying that the allocation of the housing has been a flawed one, and that many people, especially from this area, were overlooked by the city of Cape Town. So we're going to try and grab maybe a couple of people, Uveka, and just maybe get their views. Let's start off with you, ma'am. You are saying that your family has been waiting for housing for many years.
We've been waiting for many years, and that's why this auntie's here. She waited for almost 50 years now for a house.
I'm 62 years old.
That's why it's how long she's waiting. By putting young people in here, I'm also beneficiary, yes. But no one smuggled me in here. I did the correct procedures to get where I am today. But this auntie is still waiting. They're putting all the 2013 applications in here.
I'm going to ask you to keep your mask on, please, as just to follow COVID-19 protocol.
Since 2000, I'm on the waiting list. And the week before last week, I went here to check if I'm on the waiting list. And they said I canceled my subsidy in 2018. And I asked the guy, where is my signature? And he couldn't answer me. And I was still on a maiden name. I'm married for 17 years. But I was still on my maiden name on the data.
According to residents, why has the city of Cape Town opted to choose other people from other areas to live here?
I don't know. That's what I want to know. Please, I want to know that.
Right.
Thank you.
So let's bring you closer, because you're also saying that you've been on the waiting list from
1996. I'm approved here. They say I'm approved, but I'm still outside, as you can see. A lot of people is inside already, but they told us the people from 1996 is already in. But I'm one of them, but here as proof, you can see. I'm still waiting for a house.
The thing is, national government, Western Cape government want to undermine national government. Western Cape government is straightly corrupt, my bro.
Why do you say that? Why do you say that?
They want to undermine. Well, how can they go above what judge decide or whoever made that judgment in the High Court? How can they go above that? They can't, most. They are corrupt.
Ma'am, okay, we're going to ask you to use appropriate language. Ma'am, if things don't go your way as residents, what's the next step?
The next step is that I have to go dig where the wrong is coming from. You know what? My parents were still alive when they applied for the house. They told us, they took us out of the house, they promised us a house. And up till now, they never gave us a house. We live from this house to that house, by aunties and so on. And up till now, I'm 27, the 14th of this month. I'm 27 years on the list. And you know, it's heartbroken because you're strangers that's going in here. I'm born and brought up here in this place. I know everybody here. It's not the right what they're doing to us. Was it the other place the people should fight and, you know, a big corruption should take place, right? Tell me if I'm wrong, man. I'm so hurt about this whole situation that's going on.
All right, ma'am, thank you very much indeed. Well, Uveka, we've heard from several people. We also spoke to a disabled lady who says that she's been living in this area for over 50 years. She was expected to receive a home, and that didn't materialize. We do know that the MACO member for human settlements here in the city of Cape Town, Malusi Boy, is expected to be here at around 11 o'clock this morning to hand over the housing. But as you can see, a lot of hostility, a lot of tension here. We also saw earlier on scuffles breaking out between the people who are demanding housing and law enforcement. And we also heard of some people threatening those who are already occupying homes, saying that they don't belong to this area, so they don't deserve the homes that they've been waiting for so many years.
Well, you can hear the pain and frustration there coming from those residents or people who are due those homes as well, Ronald. But like we said, this process was put on hold last week, so the city is aware that there is a problem. The city, I'm sure, is aware of what's going on and you know, the anger coming from these particular residents. Has there been any response? I mean, have they said anything over the past week? Is anyone there now to actually address them other than the MEC who's going to be coming through in a little while?
Well, at this stage, Yuveka, what we do know is that the city of Cape Town was here last week where they tried to hand over housing, but similar scenes broke out where people said that the city of Cape Town cannot hand over housing to people that they do not know. So the city of Cape Town said that they will try and address the situation today at around 11 o'clock when Malusi Boy arrives at the scene. He said that he will speak to the people just to explain to them what the process was. Now, we do know with this case, it was brought before the High Court where a ruling was made that over 70% of people who are originally from here should be the ones who get first preference to housing, the low-cost housing that we are seeing in this project. Now, this project itself was finished at around September 2018, and houses have still been not occupied. It's only very recently now that we are seeing more and more people being given affordable housing. City of Cape Town says this will take not only today, but also they are planning tomorrow to do more handovers. But Malusi Boy, the MECO member, says that he will try and explain to the people. But the fears are that security measures had to be tightened, given that not only were law enforcement broken into scuffles with the people here, but also many people who have been given homes who are allegedly not from here were threatened by those who say that they shouldn't be living here.
I hope that MECO member is prepared for what he's going to come up against when he does get there in about half an hour or so, if he does get there at all, Ronald. And I think the people do deserve some answers, so hopefully he will be able to explain to them. But I very much doubt that this is going to be an easy task today if it does go ahead.